There are moments in life when heaven moves quietly, not with noise, not with spectacle, but with intention. And I believe this is one of those moments because there are people listening right now who are standing on the edge of something they did not plan, did not predict, and do not yet fully understand. Unexpected wealth, not just money, but provision, opportunity, influence, restoration. And here is the truth many don't say. Not everyone is ready for it. Not everyone is called to it in the same way. And not everyone will recognize it when it comes. This is why it is a calling few understand. You see, when God prepares to release unexpected wealth, He does not start with your bank account. He starts with your heart. Because wealth without alignment becomes destruction. But wealth with purpose becomes kingdom impact. Some of you have been in seasons of delay. Seasons where you questioned, God, why is nothing working? Why am I giving, praying, serving, and still lacking? But what felt like delay was actually development. God was building restraint where there was impulse, faith where there was fear, character where there was capacity missing. Because if He gave it too soon, it would have broken you instead of blessing you. Listen carefully. Unexpected wealth is not a reward for perfection. It is a responsibility entrusted to preparation. And preparation often looks like hidden obedience. It looks like choosing integrity when no one is watching. It looks like honoring God when there is no visible return. It looks like staying faithful in small things when nothing seems to be growing. That is where the separation happens. Because many want the blessing, but few accept the process. There's also something deeper. When God sends unexpected wealth, it rarely arrives the way you imagined. It might come through an opportunity that looks too small, a connection you almost ignored, a door that opens in a place you didn't want to go. Because God, there are seasons in life when it feels like nothing is moving, when your prayers seem to echo back in silence, and your efforts appear to produce little to no result. In those moments, it is easy to assume that you are being overlooked, forgotten, or delayed without purpose. But what feels like stillness is often the very place where God is doing His most intentional work. Before provision ever reaches your hands, preparation must take root in your heart. God is not careless with what He releases, especially when it carries weight, influence, and responsibility. Unexpected wealth is not simply about finances. It is about capacity. And capacity is not formed in moments of abundance, but in seasons of limitation. When resources are few, decisions matter more. When opportunities are scarce, obedience becomes clearer. These are the conditions where discipline is not optional but necessary, where your character is shaped in ways that cannot be rushed or replicated. In this process, God begins to refine your motives. What are you truly seeking? Is it comfort, recognition, or control? Or is it alignment with His purpose? Preparation exposes the difference between desire and calling. It challenges your intentions and confronts the parts of you that could not sustain the very blessing you are asking for. Because if wealth arrives before your heart is anchored, it will amplify instability instead of producing impact. There's also a quiet training that happens in hidden places. It is in the small decisions no one applauds, the consistent choices that seem insignificant, the moments where integrity is tested without an audience. Choosing honesty when deception would be easier. Remaining faithful when there is no visible reward. Continuing to serve when recognition is absent. These are not wasted acts. They're the foundation of trust. And trust is what God builds before He entrusts. Patience becomes a central part of this preparation. Not passive waiting, but active faith. When unexpected wealth begins to enter your life, it does not simply change your circumstances. It exposes your foundation. What once remained hidden beneath struggle and limitation now rises to the surface. Stewardship is not proven in scarcity alone. It is revealed in abundance. The question is no longer how you survive, but how you manage, how you prioritize, and how you remain aligned when the pressure shifts from lack to responsibility. Wealth carries weight, not just financial weight, but emotional and spiritual weight. It introduces new decisions, new opportunities, and new distractions. Without a grounded sense of purpose, it becomes easy to drift. What once felt essential may no longer feel urgent, and what once required discipline can quickly be replaced by convenience. This is where many begin to lose clarity, not because they were unprepared for lack, but because they were untested in increase. Stewardship requires awareness. It demands that you remain intentional with what has been entrusted to you. Every resource now has direction. Every decision has consequence. It is no longer about meeting needs alone, but about managing overflow in a way that reflects wisdom and restraint. This includes how you spend, how you save, how you give, and how you respond to the expectations of others. Because with wealth often comes attention, and with attention comes influence. Influence itself becomes a test. People begin to listen differently, to respond differently, to treat you differently. Opportunities multiply, but so do voices. Not every invitation aligns with your purpose, and not every opportunity carries the same value. Discernment becomes critical. Without it, you may find yourself saying yes to things that slowly pull you away from what truly matters. Stewardship is not only about handling money, it is about protecting direction. There is also the challenge of maintaining discipline when pressure decreases. In seasons of lack, discipline is often driven. There is a profound difference between receiving wealth and being assigned to it. Many people view increase as a personal achievement or a long-awaited reward, something to finally enjoy after enduring seasons of limitation. But when wealth is tied to purpose, it carries a deeper meaning. It is not centered on possession, but on responsibility. It shifts your perspective from what can I gain to what am I being trusted to do. This kind of calling requires a redefinition of success. Success is no longer measured by accumulation alone, but by impact. It becomes less about how much you hold and more about how effectively you release, build, and influence. Wealth, in this context, becomes a tool, something that moves through you rather than stopping with you. It funds vision, supports others, and creates opportunities that extend beyond your immediate life. There's a weight to this understanding because it challenges comfort. It asks you to see beyond personal security and consider a broader responsibility. The resources placed in your hands are not random. They're connected to lives, to needs, to moments you may not yet see. This awareness changes how you approach decisions. It introduces a sense of intentionality that goes beyond convenience or preference. Purpose-driven wealth also requires clarity. Without a clear sense of direction, it is easy to become scattered, investing time and resources into things that do not align with your assignment. Not every good opportunity is the right one. Not every need you encounter is yours to carry. Discernment becomes essential in understanding where you are called to contribute and where you are called to step back. This clarity protects both your resources and your focus. There's also a call to consistency. Impact is rarely created through one-time actions. It is built through repeated, intentional decisions over time. Whether it is supporting a cause, investing in people, or building something that serves others,